Hello and welcome to the program, this edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the top story. The Kano state government has reaffirmed the validity of the appeal court ruling on the emirship dispute, dismissing claims that it has been overturned. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Haruna Dederi clarified that the court's decision to grant a stay of execution does not nullify its January 10, 2025 judgment, which upheld the repeal of the Kano Emirate Council Law 2019 and restrained Muhammadu Sanusi II as the 16th Emir of Kano. According to the State Attorney General, the Court of Appeal's stay of execution is a standard judicial procedure and does not overturn the court's ruling, but rather maintains the status quo until the Supreme Court delivers its final verdict. The government raised concerns over what it describes as misleading reports aimed at causing confusion among Kano residents. The government called on the people of Kano to remain law-abiding and not be provoked by misinformation. The Commander 6th Brigade Nigerian Army and Sector 3 Operation Whale-Stroke Brigadier General Kingsley Uwa has commended the troops of 6th Brigade for their unwavering commitment and gallantry in the ongoing military operation, codenamed Operation Lafi and Jamaa. The operation, launched across the 16 local government areas of Taraba State, aims to dismantle the bandit networks infiltrating the state from neighboring regions and ensuring that they find no safe haven there. A press statement issued by the Acting Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, 6th Brigade, Nigerian Army, Captain Olubodunde Oni, says the operation also seeks to restore peace and security, enabling residents to engage in farming activities without fear during both the dry and rainy season. General Uwa made the commendation while addressing troops at Andami in Karim Lamido local government area after a successful clearance operation targeting multiple bandit hideouts, including Komodoro, Ginarumbu, Chibi, Chikum, Bitrinklin, among others. And during the operation, several abandoned bandit camps were discovered and subsequently destroyed, further crippling criminal activity in the area. The commander praised the troops for their resilience and urged them to redouble their efforts in sustaining the momentum against banditry and other criminal activity in the state. Away from security matters now, the Nigeria Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority says it is taking proactive measures to tame and possibly end incidents of tanker accidents or explosions in Taraba State. At the first quarter meeting held in Jalingo, the state coordinator reveals that Taraba has already recorded 3 tanker accidents and it is poised to address the menace with a zeal to train drivers on safety measures and to safeguard life and property. It's a gathering of members of the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Authority and critical stakeholders of the industry to create robust awareness and ensure a downward trend in cases of tanker explosion accidents across Taraba State. The state coordinator sets the tone for the meeting, explaining that it is also to identify practical solutions because tanker explosions have impacted negatively on life and property, hence the decision to avert future occurrences.
These explosions has bring about disruption in the supply chain of petroleum products, and also we encountered economic loss and loss of lives. So it is for this reason that we feel we should come together, sit, discuss this matter, and see how we can put our heads together and eventually bring the menace to the barest minimum.
Issues such as scooping of content from fallen tankers, poor road conditions, reckless driving, poorly enforced safety regulations, substance abuse were highlighted as some of the factors responsible for accidents and explosions.
We have a lot of drivers, intoxication, and then use of illicit drugs whilst driving. You find that some of them, before they embark on a journey, they will be like, let them take something to shine their eye, to clear their eyes, to see the road very well. But that has its detriment. Lack of concentration, reasoning is not there. They take bad decisions while under the influence of drugs and alcohol. There are lots of incidences where you find transloading from tank to tank, and then before you know, because of the high temperature of the operating pump and the volatility of petrol, for example, the whole system becomes engulfed in flames, and then you find out you have casualties.
Other critical stakeholders present at the meeting are advocating for monthly meetings to check excesses and train drivers on the use of fire extinguishers, enlightenment campaigns, and age limits for tanker drivers.
IPMAN is responsible for the drivers that ply our roads. There should be a very correct relationship between IPMAN and FIRS, so that for every tanker driver that will ply the road, the driver should be reasonably trained. There is no amount too much for training. If we want to have safety roads, our drivers must be trained.
Every Nigerian believes a falling tanker is an opportunity for an easy petrol or fuel. And to curb this particular menace, we need to go on enlightenment campaign.
So I urge the IPMAN to organize, as he has rightly pointed out, the first speaker, a training that can actually inculcate into our own drivers. Whenever accident happens, they can be able to know what to do and what are expected to be done.
Despite all the submissions made, the National Association of Road Transport Owners at the meeting expresses the belief that their major issue of non-existing trailer park in Taraba will continue to be a bane of safety of drivers and vehicles.
Taraba State is the only state in Nigeria that has no parking space. You don't expect somebody to travel from Wari, Port Harcourt or Lagos, and he's heading to Yola or Mubi or Gombe, and you don't expect him to rest. And if he's around Taraba State, why is he going to put up? You don't have any place to park. So alternatively, he has to go, he has to move. He's too tired, and he has a long journey ahead. So possibly there must be an accident.
Stakeholders here have resolved to invest in better emergency response systems by ensuring regular vehicle maintenance and prioritizing safety over desperation and economic benefit. And as the world battles climate change resulting from short rainfall and other environmental challenges, agricultural experts in Yobe State have described the dry season or irrigation farming as the best systems when properly harnessed. According to them, there are less pests and crop diseases during the dry season farming compared with the rainy season farming, which is also associated with short rainfall, flooding, farmer-herder clashes, among other factors. In this special report, Channel's television correspondent takes a look at how the dry season farming is gradually boosting agricultural activities in Yobe as the state engages more with partners in irrigation farming.
Over the years, dry season or irrigation farming has been a lucrative source of livelihood and job creation for many farmers, especially in Nigerian northern states that is faced with short rainfall pattern. Despite the high cost involved, some agricultural experts believe that dry season farming is still the best, as the farmers have total control over the crops they plant.
Definitely irrigation dry season is best. Why? We have many factors. In the irrigation dry season, you have control over the water and over the land. But for normal rainy season, you don't have control over the rainfall. Sometimes there is rainfall scarcity. For example, some crops, if you miss water at least for 2 weeks, they may dry, they may wilt. They change the color from green to yellow. Sometimes even after rainfall, they have died. But for dry season, first of all, you have full control over the water.
If you look at the pest control management aspect of crops during dry season and maybe the rainy season, in rainy season, we do have a lot of troubles in controlling palm pest, that is crop pest, that is the pest that do affect our own, let me say, crops. Whereas in dry season, majority of the pests that we have are minor, let me say, insects that you can be able to control it with the application of maybe the maybe cypermethrin. So majority of the pesticide that we apply in dry season is totally less hazardous compared to that of the rainy season.
To spearhead the strengthening of local food productions, the United Nations World Food Programme, in partnership with the African Development Bank, inaugurated a 60 kVA solar-powered plant to power irrigation systems in horticulture in Mamudu village in Yobe State. The introduction of the alternative energy is to minimize cost of the exorbitant price of fueling irrigation machines in the area.
We are visiting these 4 states, Kano, Jigawa, Yobe, and Borno states, just to see how, our investments are doing on ground, but more importantly, how we can develop an approach, a partnership, African Development Bank, WFP, MasterCard Foundation, to make sure we come with permanent solutions. Of course, we have seen vegetable production here, we've seen your products and so on, and we've seen this fantastic facility thanks to my 2 colleagues here, and this is going to be replicated. But more importantly, on your numbers, we are doing a lot more than that. On wheat alone, the wheat value chain, we are doing $134 million in all the northern states.
I'm very satisfied with what we're seeing today. What we have behind us is solar production, which is powering irrigation for what is really a centuries-old challenge for fruit and vegetable production here in Mamudu. Now, this is part of the solution to increase productivity, and I'm so delighted here to be with my colleague from the African Development Bank and from MasterCard Foundation, because as you said, we are working together collectively across northern Nigeria. Now, I'm not sure you have your numbers quite right in terms of the collaboration, but what I can tell you is that we're on a mission for a new approach to humanitarian solutions across the region. And so this is unique that the 3 of us come across this region together, and it's showing that we want to do things differently. We want to be more effective with production led by the people of Nigeria, in this case.
Programs Manager, Northeast Arid Zone Development Program, Mulima Idimato, says establishments of industries can encourage the farmers to produce more.
If we could have cited some cottage industries that will add value to all those produce, tomatoes, onions, pepper, chilies, potatoes, all those, then the farmers have the luxury of keeping them for some time when the price is good for them to take it off.
The farmers say they are grateful for the intervention, but are appealing to the government to come up with more measures to reduce the cost price of the perishable food items and bring succor to the dry season farmers.
Residents of Ako local government area of Gombe State are appreciating President Bola Tinubu for converting the Kumo General Hospital to a federal medical center. Founded in 1982, the Kumo General Hospital was rebuilt and equipped by Governor Inuwa Yahaya as part of reforms in the state's healthcare sector.
It's an atmosphere of joy as Ako local government residents come out in their numbers to register appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for conferring the status of Federal Medical Center on Kumo General Hospital. The hospital, founded over 43 years ago, has been transformed from the ground up into a world-class facility by Governor Inuwa Yahya, whose reforms in the state's health sector is gaining huge recognition.
So this edifice here, the one he built, which he handed over to the federal government to establish this hospital, I think it can accommodate this need, because it's very, very much felt need. And the situation of Kumo, which has about 5 or 6 local governments to the south, I think the situating it here is one of the best and strategic things any government can do.
With the new Kumo Federal Medical Center strategically located off the federal highway, over 400,000 persons residing in the host community expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for bringing quality health care to their doorsteps, saying the neighboring states and foreigners from countries like Cameroon will greatly benefit from the new Kumo Federal Medical Center.
We've been talking to His Excellency with regards to the issue of opening this facility. He categorically told us that he is working towards converting this very important general hospital to Federal Medical Center. And alhamdulillah, we are all proud, we are all very happy, we are highly delighted to hear that His Excellency has granted that approval.
Now we are almost 4 to 5 million in Ako local government. So by then 300 to 400,000. So as this hospital is a center to Gombe Central and even Gombe State, the people coming from Taraba may get it easy for the hospital issues. So they cannot move to Gombe for their medical issues. So as such, it will serve even those who are coming from Cameroon, inshallah. So that's why our people, as you have seen the gathering there, all of them are happy and fully appreciated the effort of the governor of Gombe State, Alhaji Muhammad Linwaya, and his President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
For the DG of Gombe State Joint Project Development Agency, who is a citizen of the benefiting community, the new Kumo Federal Medical Center is an easy reference point to exemplify President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
If you look at the caliber of people that came out in mass, you will know that this project has touched the life of an ordinary citizen of this community. And that is why the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President is on track. And we want to assure everyone across the country that we are on course and we are going to make it.
While joining the teeming masses of Gombe State and Ako local government area in particular in placing his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for his gracious act on the record, Governor Inuwa Yahya says that he will continue to go full throttle to ensure universal healthcare coverage for all and sundry in Gombe State.
Over 6,000 youths in Adamawa State are set to benefit from an agricultural land development scheme initiated by the state government as part of measures aimed at enhancing food security in the state. Flagging of the program in Michika, Meha and Hong local government areas of the state, Governor Umaru Fintiri, represented by his Commissioner for Agriculture, Professor Finchiwa Jato, says the first phase of the pilot scheme involves the full development of 300 hectares of land in 6 local government areas of the state, which will be handed over to benefiting youths for food production.
Despite its vast fertile land, agricultural production in Adamawa State has been hindered by rudimentary practices, security challenges such as insurgency, and lack of resources for proper land development and crop cultivation. This event marks the handing over ceremonies of allocated plots of land to developers as part of the Agricultural Land Development Initiative embarked upon by Governor Umaru Finteri's administration in Adamawa State. Leading the team on the delineation of plots is the Permanent Secretary, Adamawa State Ministry of Agriculture, Mrs. Hedy Edgar, who explains the purpose of the project.
This company is to immediately embark on climate-smart land preparation to delineate inland roads and farmland, which shall be properly plowed, harrowed, and delineated into farm plots of 1 hectare each. The resulting 300 hectares of 1 hectare each shall be handed over to youths and women of Hong local government area who are willing to embrace farming so that they will cultivate food crops on the plots starting this year's raining season. Genetically improved seeds and other farming inputs will also be provided to the beneficiaries. His approval of funds for this project demonstrates an unwavering commitment to empower our youth, boost local economy, and enhance food security.
No, the specification is already there, and we have the expert and the professional. As you can see, the bulldozer is here, it's coming. And we have everybody that can do this work, the expert that can deliver the quality that is expected from us. The first thing, we are going to map out the place and map out the road and take all the according to what the specification has said.
A community leader in Meha, speaking in Hausa language, expresses gratitude to the state governor, promising total support for the project. While the Adamawa State Commissioner for Agriculture, Professor Finchua Jatau, assures of close supervision to ensure its success.
We, the people of Guda in Meha local government, are happy over this project. By the grace of God, all of us are in support of this government and promise to cooperate completely. God willing, next year, other states will emulate what we have done here as a result of this program in Adamawa State.
The first thing we want to achieve is food security. And in food security, agriculture is the pivot of food security. That's why His Excellency, the Governor of Adamawa State, look at the support of food production in order to boost food security in Adamawa State. And he went to the villages where the vulnerable people are so that he can help them with capital to farm this year. There is a very powerful team called the Monitoring and Evaluation Team, which is chaired by myself. So at every stage of the farm development, we'll be going around to see that what is expected, what is supposed to be done, is actually done at the right time.
High point of the ceremony is the handing over of designated plots to the land developer for implementation by the Adamawa State Commissioner of Agriculture, Professor Finchua Jatau.
And a quick check on security. The commandant of the Army War College, Nigeria, Major General Umar Al-Kali, has praised the security strategies adopted by the Bauchi state government, describing them as a model that should be replicated because of the successes recorded and the relative peace currently being enjoyed in the state. He made this comment while paying a courtesy visit to Governor Bala Mohammed after leading the Army War College Course 9 2025 on a study tour in the state. Our correspondent Hajira Aliu now reports.
The commandant of the Army War College Nigeria, Major General Umar Al-Kali, led participants of the Army War College Course 9 2025 on a courtesy visit to Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State. The visit is part of a geostrategic study tour aimed at examining Nigeria's geostrategic environment and national security architecture to offer viable solutions. The theme of the tour is Security of Forest to Enhance National Defense. During the visit, Major General Al-Kali highlights how communities in Bauchi State contribute to maintaining safety and peace. He emphasizes the importance of these contributions in ensuring security across the country.
We saw a model which we have not seen anywhere when we went to Yankari. Incidentally, we learned that the communities around Yankari and environs have zero tolerance for accepting criminals into their hideout. And it's something that we ourselves as a war college want to actually also crave the indulgence of the governor. We can get some words of advice from him and words of inspiration on how he was able to achieve that. Because if we're able to replicate that, then I assure you the problem of banditry and other things will finish.
In response, Governor Mohammed acknowledges the challenges of securing forests, but elaborates on the state security framework and explains why it has been successful in addressing these challenges.
Those that are perpetuating mayhem to us in the villages, we develop a system of feedback with cells within the villages, within the towns, so that we know what is happening. If you are part of those that are giving information to the bandits or creating right of way, we deal with you. And the people that will deal with you is the community. The community is brought in a vanguard of security provision. Security as a major thing because we must survive.
The participants also engaged the governor in a question and answer session to gain further insights into the security strategies implemented by the state government. Hajara Aliyu, Channels Television News.
And that'll be a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. We'll be back again same time next week with another round of editions covering different parts of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.